Okay, so now we're getting into the real meat of reading and writing. So, tones are very, very pivotal in Hmong. There are 8 tones, and pretty much that means you can pronounce a word 8 different ways and make 8 different words. Now, not every word has a tone, like has each tone pretty much. So some of them only like some consonant vowel combinations only involve one, some only involve two, some only involve three, stuff like that. But in general, the idea is you pronounce something 8 different ways, you get 8 different words. Um, and so hopefully this video clarifies what the tones are. And I've noticed for natives that it's very, very difficult for them to distinguish tones at first, like when they're just learning how to read and write, because it sounds so normal to them. It's like, yeah, I know that ba means help and ba means flower. Like I know, but I don't see the difference in the word. Like I could just feel it. I hear it and stuff like that. And so this is to give you more clarification on what tones will do for the word, um, and pretty much what they are. So let's get right on into it. All right, so are you guys excited? Because I'm pretty excited. So tones, like I said, they just make the word. Because you can pronounce the consonant and the vowel, but if you don't have that tone right, you're not saying it right. So you need to master tones. If you don't master tones, then you're going to be in trouble when you're speaking, and you're going to have a lot of trouble understanding. So after a while, understanding, the tones kind of disappear when you start understanding. It's a very, very weird concept to think about. But after time, after a little bit of practice, and after experience with the Hmong language, you'll start reading into the context more than you read into the tones. And so after a while, you won't even think about these. So learn these for a few weeks, and then you're pretty solid. So I would definitely advise you to put more practice into these than anything else. So we have 8 different tones. I have a little voice range chart right there off to the right, and then we have the tones on the left. So let's get started. So the first tone would be the B. Most often, not most often, always, always, tones go at the end of the word. As you can see in the words that I have next to the tones. So for B, I have ji xia, ji xia. And so on your voice range, you'll see that B is actually pretty high up there. This is because B is the high tone. J is ji ndu, ji ndu, ndu, oo. So if you notice, if you can hear in my voice, my tone is falling. It's in the high right now, but then it falls. Ndu, 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 kind of like that. And so it starts high and then it falls down. And then we have the flat tone, which is ji wa, ji wa, ji wa. And so this is very nice because if you establish your voice range, this will be a lot easier for you. If you just start talking very monotonously, then you will know what your flat tone is. So just talk without any inflection on your voice. Just say a normal sentence like I'm talking right now. I don't have any inflection on my voice. I don't have any tone whatsoever. This is what my flat tone is. So you guys notice what tones do to your sentence, right? It's really interesting because it makes all the difference in Hmong. So if you establish your voice range to flat real quick, then you'll better understand what the B and J tone are like. So if you establish your flat monotonous tone like this, and then out of nowhere you just shia, 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 you see how my tone went straight up? That's the high tone. If you talk monotonously and then out of nowhere you say ndo, ndo, you're starting to see the tones. And so my best advice to you is establish what your flat tone is and then base everything else off of that. So the next tone that we're going to go over is V, which is ji gu, ji gu. Sorry. So if you want to talk very monotonously and then out of nowhere raise your tone like this, so you notice that you're going from your middle voice, the middle of your voice range, to high. So goo, 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 kind of like that. The next tone is ji mu, which is the S. The S tone is low, as you can tell. If I talk monotonously and then I just say mu, 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 you notice how my tone drops. So S is just a flat, low tone. B is a flat, high tone. And flat is just a flat, flat tone. So those are pretty simple. And then you start getting into the little, like, the complicated ones, which is M, G, and D. The M tone is ji nie, ji nie, ji nie. And so you might be like, hey, there's not really a tone on that. Well, there is a tone, and it's low, and it's short stopping. That's why I drew a little line with like a little cross section on it, which means you're kind of stopping yourself from saying the rest of the word. So ji, nie, 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 nie. It's kind of like you're creaking a little bit, like when you talk. Nie, 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 nie. You're kind of just cutting it off, rather than if you had NIAS, it would be nia, 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 nia. But NIAM, nie, nie, nie. Hopefully you can see what I'm saying. The G tone is ji neng, ji neng, ji neng, neng. And so I call this the low breathy tone because you're kind of aspirating a little bit when you're saying the G tone. So practice that one a little bit. It's not too bad. You just need to exhale a little bit of air when you say the word. Like Neeg would be neng, 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 neng. Kind of like that. Now we move on to D. D is probably the most controversial tone on this list. A lot of people are trying to just get rid of the D tone and replace it with the V tone. But I would advise otherwise because NTAWV is not the same as NTAWD. Those are not the same words. Because NTAWV means paper, but NTAWD means that. So I would strongly advise you to learn the D tone, and if you ever run into literature that uses just the V tone for the D tone, I really hope you understand through context which tone it should truly be. I am definitely an opponent of abolishing the D. I would like that tone to stay because there's more clarity in the language. And so that's pronounced ji, da, ji, da, ji, da, 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 da. So you notice how I'm saying da, da, da. I have a low tone, but then I raise it. So it's very similar to the V tone, but you're raising it from your low tone. Da, 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 da. Kind of like that. So the D tone is very, very important. All the tones are very, very important. But hopefully this helped you a little bit understanding the tones. Hopefully you can hear me saying the tones. It might take a little bit of getting used to, but over time, the tones will pretty much disappear and you'll be understanding through context rather than through tones. And if you come across a word you don't know, then that's when your knowledge of tones really kicks in. And you're not understanding through context a little bit, it might help you understand what the word will mean. So I'm going to go over them real quick again. Let me clear my throat. So the B tone, shia, shia, shia. The J tone, do, do, do. The flat tone, wa, wa, wa. The V tone, gu, gu, gu. The S tone, mu, mu, mu. The M tone, niet, niet, niet. The G tone, ning, ning, ning. And the D tone, da, da, da. Alright, well, I hope that helped you out. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. And so I'll see you in the next video. Later. 新基多. Hey, write out that word. 新基多, 新基多, 新基多. Write that word out. That means see you later or goodbye. So hopefully you can write that out well. Pause the video real quick. Alright, now that you paused it, it's spelled SIBNTSIBDUA. So hopefully you got that right. With a bit of practice, you'll be doing this with ease. Trust me. Alright, see you later.